See, this is the entire spiritual quest. This question, who am I? And what am I doing here? What am I doing here? This constant search for purpose, instead of turning ourselves inward, it somehow, because of the power of the mind over us, because we believe 100% that what our mind is telling us is the truth, we move outward into this world. And then we begin to believe that somewhere out there is your purpose in life. Now, tell me, when you look at something, I'm looking at this book. Does this looking happen in the book? Or does this looking happen somewhere else? Is the fact that the book exists connected in some way to me knowing that it's there? What if this book was hidden under the sofa? It still would exist. But would you know it? Move on to something like hearing. Where does this hearing happen? Does it happen outside yourself? Is it in the object that the hearing happens, or is it in the ear? Is it in your mind? Is it in your head? If it's just a vibration, before the mind translates and says, oh, that's a ringing of a bell, what is it? You trust your mind that what you're listening to is the ringing of a bell. Now, the ringing that Juan Carlos is listening to and the one Ganesh is listening to, is it the same? And so this world, this mind tells us that this mind tells you that if you have 10 of those clothes from that shop, you'll be considered successful. So you do whatever you can. You buy one every month. You save money and you buy everything that you do to get those 10 clothes, and then you've got it, right? In the process of getting it, the feverishness, the action that's needed, the savings that's needed, it's almost as if your purpose in life is to get those clothes in your closet. Okay, now you've got the clothes, you've kept it in your closet. Now what? Is your life's purpose fulfilled? Not really, right, Anna? Not at all. As soon as one desire is satisfied, there is a small period of respite. There is a brief period of time where you say, oh, I've made it, I've achieved so much. And then again it starts. Again you want to do something. It is the natural desire of human beings to continually act. But the trick to life is to act without thinking about what you're going to get at the end of it. That is what causes the feverishness. That is what causes the stress. That is what causes the anxiety. Ultimately, what happens when you're chasing a dream? What are you looking for? You're looking for some level of success. You're looking for some level of happiness. You're looking for some level of peace. If I ask any of you, what do you want? Now just stop for a second and tell me, what do you want? Just write it down. Just now, write it down if you have a piece of paper. Or write it on your phone or just write it in your head. One thing that you really want, after which you will be perfectly happy. You don't have to tell me what it is. I want you to look at it every day and tell me that if that is the one thing that will make you happy. Everything changes. Today I saw a Facebook post from one of the young girls who was struggling, with, how COVID is. Your children are with you all the time, and I get it. It's difficult bringing up, kids and having them around you all the time. And the only thing she wants is to be alone. The only thing she just wants to be alone. And I think to myself, at this age, I'm alone. I'm alone. The only thing I want is for my children to be with me. We want what we don't have. And we don't appreciate what we do. At any point of time, your purpose, if I were to tell you what your purpose is, and I have no authority, I am not here to tell you what your goal is, to tell you what your dream is. I am merely here to make you start thinking, to make you start moving in the right direction. If there is any purpose to anyone's life, it is to be here now. It is that simple. It is that simple. I always tell the story of this Sufi. He was a beggar. This is a Sufi story, right? So he was a beggar and he lived in the street corner. And there was a lamppost and he would sit under that lamppost. And every truck that passed and every car that passed, he would stop and he would beg. And his dream was to have 100 rupees in his wallet, in his bag. He wanted only that, and he begged all his life, and people knew him. Everybody knew him. And after a period of time, he died right there. And the people living in that village said, let us dig a hole and bury him right there where he lived all his life. And as they started digging, they found a big box. And when they opened that box, it was filled with precious gems and jewels. Now this beggar had sat searching for money all his life in that spot and never thought of digging deeper, where the real jewelry was, where the real treasure was. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. There is no purpose. Okay, now if I say this, I'll lose a job as a motivational speaker. Okay, there's nothing for you to do except to be completely present now. Right now, just think, this was a beautiful day in Reena Kapoor's home. Everything was good. children are healthy, food on the table, roof above your heads, a stable government, a hospital system that works, whatever. All of us are so blessed to just have this day to smile and to share. There is nothing grand to be found that cannot be found in the stillness. In order for you to move forward, you have to pull back in. If you look at archery, what does the archer do? He pulls the bow back, and for a moment he has got his eye on the target, and he's completely still. There is nothing he can see other than the target, and then he releases. And the further back he pulls, the further into the world does the arrow go. If you want to achieve something in your outer world, it comes only from stillness. You want the perfect cross-court rally, right? What is it called? Forehand. There is a point at which the ball bounces and you're standing there, you're balancing with your left hand, you've got your eye on the ball, you're not looking at anything, and there is a stillness, a moment where your racket is steady and poised, and then the flow is so easy. Automatically it goes where it's supposed to land. It's all about pulling inward. You have to give yourself that stillness. All movement comes out of stillness. All action in this world comes out of deep knowledge. Everything comes from source. And what is source? What is source? It's not out in this world. As long as you remain completely caught up with, when this happens, I will be happy. When that happens, I will be happy. My life's goal is to be happy. Yes, but that you can be right now. You don't need one more thing. You don't need one more thing to complete you. This moment is all. This moment is all. You have to go moment to moment to moment to moment. The greatest ideas come from stillness and silence. The more we verbalize, the more we talk, the more your prana gets used up. You have to learn to appreciate your quiet and your loneliness without analyzing it with the mind. I am tired, I am exhausted, I'm feeling funny, I'm feeling lazy today. Don't move into the emotions that keep coming and keep going. They are part of your day. They come and they go. They come and they go. And you, the Supreme Self, watches. There is always something watching. But what I'm asking you to do now is to be aware of the awareness that's watching. Be aware of that aware. You see that? Awareness is always there. There is something inside you, whether you know it or not, that always knows what's happening in this world. But when you become aware of that presence, something shifts inside you. Something shifts, and all those things that earlier would give you sleepless nights, make you completely crazy, they lose their grip on you. They lose their grip on you. Things come to you just like that, because that's your due. You put in the work. This does not mean that you need to sit and do nothing. Every minute of every day is precious. When you see a water dropping from a leaf onto a flowing river, it is that drop of water that makes the river flow. It is pure potential. Every river started with one drop, and then another drop, and then another drop, and another drop. You all are just drops of water in a flowing river. Extremely important, yet completely insignificant. And as you know, the truth is always complementary, right? I'll say this and then I'll say the exact opposite. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it will feel right. There will be no resistance to it. There will be no feeling that, I don't want to be doing this. If you're doing what you don't want to do, then do it without the not wanting. Just do it. Nike has the right logo. Just do it. In the short run, many things we cannot help. We're forced into situations that we don't like, into jobs that we don't like, into careers that we didn't plan on. In the long run, we can change everything. Every moment is potential. Every moment, whatever you're thinking or whatever you're feeling are the seeds that are being sown for things to open up. So if you're continuously thinking, my life is not worth anything, I'll never find any job, I just hate this thing, I'm always feeling so anxious, the life is miserable. This is how your life is going to be even when you get the mansion and the Porsche and the Rolls Royce. Nothing is going to change. If you function always from a position of lack, you've missed your purpose completely. So focus on the here and now. Be here now. Practice with, and the techniques are there. You first do your breathing, you do your meditation, and you follow the wisdom. That's it. 3 things. Do that for a few hours in a day and spend the rest of your day in your outer world, and you will do the rest of it effortlessly. And that's the whole point. We want you to keep the smile on your face. Are you happy? Are you peaceful? Are you joyous? Are you filled with love? Are you all about caring and sharing? That's the main purpose of your life. And that feeling is already there with you. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's yours. All you need to do is claim it. Say, this is mine. Happiness is my birthright. Claim it. And then what does it matter? We're all doing a bunch of stuff. Someone's doing this stuff, someone's doing that stuff. It's not a big deal. I don't know who decided that person's stuff is better than this person's stuff. It's all stuff. It's all stuff from birth to death. That's all we're doing. So you might as well be happy doing it. So if there is anything, if you're looking for purpose, it's right there. Don't have to go anywhere, don't need to do anything. Just claim it. Om Namah Shivaya.